The forgiving disciple understands that their sufficiency is of God, and God cannot be taken advantage of. We can be taken advantage of, okay. God can't be taken advantage of, and they're not going to take from me anything that God can't give back to me. My sufficiency is not of them. I may have a need for affection, but my need for affection begins with God, and He will provide me all the affection I need. My need for love begins with God, and He will provide me every loving relationship that I need. My need for affirmation and validation comes from God, and He will provide me all of what I need. And so if they don't give it to me, if they don't apologize to me, if they don't treat me like I think I ought to be treated, it's okay, because God will treat me with love, with compassion, with power. He will bestow upon me whatever they have tried to take from me. Yes. And that is better than what I could have gotten from them. Yes. Yes. Amen. The forgiving disciple understands that recompense from men is nothing compared to resolution by God. The forgiving disciple has grown in God to be secure enough to understand in God they are always the victor and never the victim. Right. You can't make a victim out of me because God's power is greater. Yes. Amen. You cannot make a victim out of me because God's power is greater. Don't you know what they did to you? Don't you know how they talk? I saw you sitting at home crying. Don't you know what they... No. It's all right. It's okay. God's power is greater. I am victorious over this because whatever I am suffering, whatever I am enduring, God gives me power to endure. He keeps me going. He is greater than their mess. The forgiving disciple has grown to learn that the ultimate victory over injustice is security in God's justice. Not my sense of justice, not what I think ought to happen, not what I think, but the ultimate victory over the injustices I have suffered is God's justice. The forgiving disciple grows to understand that the power of God is greater than all liars, all haters, all neglectors, all users, and all usurpers. Rather than look to men to get stuff back, we look to the hills from whence cometh our help, knowing that God is a very present help in our time of trouble. We feel the pain, but with every pain we feel greater power. Every pain, we find greater endurance. Every pain, we find greater reliance in God. He is the source of our strength. He is the strength of our life. Yes. As David wrote, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? He is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Why am I worried about getting stuff back from you when everything, all power in heaven and earth lay in God's hands? When evildoers came upon me to devour my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies stumbled and failed. Though a host encamp about me, my heart will not fear. Though war rise against me, in spite of all of this, I will be comforted. I would have despaired if I hadn't believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord living in this land. If I couldn't trust in God, yeah, I'd be busted up. Yeah, I need to get back at them. Yeah, I need to get my stuff back, and I'm doing it by any means necessary. I would have despaired if I couldn't trust that God worked in miraculous ways here on this earth. But because I know He lives, I can forgive. I can move on. I can let it go. I may have to cry. It may be uncomfortable. The enemy may tell me in the back of my head, you need to go and check them. You need to go get it back from them. But I can forgive.
Okay.
Wait on the Lord. Be strong. Be of good courage. Forgiveness. The forgiving disciple. It's a challenge. Mm-hmm. This is not, now I lay me down to sleep, discipleship.
Not at all.
It's something to think about.